Hello and welcome to the FMSL podcast, episode 17. I am Cameron. It's been an interesting few weeks. We've missed a little bit here and there, but we are back. And we do have Mr. Christopher Rowe with us.
Hello, Cameron. Here we go. Season 4 is done.
It is.
It's been a great season for some teams. Some teams hasn't, but we're here again, mate. Transfer week is upon us. So, yeah, let's have a little review and see what's been going on in the world of FMSL.
I'm looking forward to it. We'll have, the seasons are finished now. And we are currently in the playoff / cup final / Super Cup process as it is. So just the last few weeks rounding off the season, divisional cups as well. So yeah, let's get straight into it.
I think this week's a good week for the admins to get everything sorted for the new database. We have the divisional cups to keep people interested, and the Super Cup, as Cam explained. So we'll talk a bit more about that as the pod goes on.
Yeah. So
here we go.
So
Premier League. It's going to look beautiful next season, I'll tell you. But anyway, let's talk about this season. Hellas Veronas won it. I'm pretty sure it was a final day win as well, Cam.
I'm 90% sure it was. It was.
Final
yeah,
week.
because when I looked at it, Mark was top, Vallecano were top, and I was like, ooh. I mean, getting pipped by a point must hurt. I mean, it really must hurt. And obviously, I think for Rashmat as well, finishing on 30 points is at Alkmaar. It must sting a little bit of being 2 points outside. One of them draws could have been another win, and that would have been it.
Oh so, yeah, I mean, like you say, you look at that table. It is close, and in hindsight, Hellas Verona only got what 4 points. 4 points they got in the last week. Mark, unfortunately, himself only got 3 points. So it's tight. It is obviously tight. A lot of class in that league, as you can tell. Like AZ Alkmaar, Pauk, Abdul's come up, Simon's come up. And it's a shame to see some of the teams go down, but unfortunately, there's got to be losers to the winners.
Yeah, we are not the MLS. So, yeah, looking at that, to be fair, though, I mean, Girona went down on goal difference.
1 goal.
That must be tough. It must be tough.
I'd say probably more than 1 goal, because if they finished on the same, he would have gone down from less wins.
Oh, would he?
I think, yeah. It would have been wins. So
that's mental, really, because he's got 5 draws as well, and he's got less losses. That's a bit. Oof, that's unfortunate.
That's close, isn't it?
Surely he would have stayed up on goals scored, though.
Possibly. I have to double check the rule book, but either way, it's
it would be,
wouldn't it? It would. You're right. It would be, because it comes down to goal difference. So yeah, you would be right. So he would have stayed up. He would have stayed up for 1 goal.
Unfortunately for you, Anish, it is back to the championship for you, my friend. Yeah, so obviously Werder Bremen, who I believe were lucky to stay up last season. I can't remember if they were. Last season so far gone now, but
he was always up there competing, was Arshad. So it's really surprised. I was quite surprised to see him struggle this season. But then there are so many good managers and strong teams in the Premier League, obviously. So yeah, that's why I think obviously it's really surprised that he did get relegated. But I mean, minus 14 goal difference, you need to up it a bit. 10 losses, the most joint most in the league. Yes, you know what I mean, it's not good.
Yeah, and then obviously Niall sitting down there on 4 points. Obviously, people who are watching the podcast can see. He's got 5 wins and 4 points, but obviously he did have a points deduction, which I think we did discuss at some point in one of the episodes.
He's done well to put it back.
He's done very well, to be fair.
You know what I mean? To get it to 4 points. I think there was a slight chance, second to last game week, he was going to do it, but like I say,
he needed everything to fall in his favour.
It's really hard to catch up.
Yeah, so, he needed everything to fall in his favour. Obviously, looking at the little column down the other side, the Vallecano with 14 man of the matches, but also Vallecano with 45 yellow cards, which is impressive in itself, really. Um,
He beat him and kicked him.
that's the way. That is the
Yeah,
way.
that is the way. I mean,
Uh,
yeah, great season from Mark at Vallecano. Do you know what I mean? 45 goals scored, only 33 conceded, plus 12. 9 wins, 4 draws, 5 losses. He had a really good start to the season, and he carried it on. And unfortunately, do you know what I mean? The last week curse some people have come on top of
yeah.
him, and yeah, like I say, he just couldn't get the points. One win, he could have. If he had one win, he would have won the league. So yeah, but great effort
Mm.
nonetheless. Great
Oh,
effort.
it's a great effort. Yeah. Obviously, Abdul Trabzonspor, a bit of mid-table kind of there with Simon. And I think that's, to be fair, coming up from obviously the championship to be there and not be relegated, I think is a massive achievement. Even though they are both very good managers, I think it's still a massive achievement to
Oh
step
yeah,
up to that
definitely.
level and stay there. I think it's something not to be looked past. Obviously, team of the season is sitting at the bottom of that pile there. Um, do you want to go on this one or should I
Yeah, I'll have a little stab at it. Well, as you can see,
go on?
Leke obviously for Simon, Kepper in goal, 4 clean sheets. It's quite a low amount of clean sheets compared to the rest of the team of seasons when you see it. But obviously, the caliber of players is a lot higher in the Premier League, so there are going to be more goals scored and conceded. But then, obviously, the top two, you got Hellas Verona. I've got 2 defenders in there. Destiny Udigi. Is that right? Udigi? No.
Plays for Tottenham, are we?
Yeah, it
It's,
was going Destiny. Destiny's Child out there with 8 goal contributions. And I'm just going to murder the rest of them. The Moroccan right back for Verona at the other side. And then you've got the 2 fullbacks. We've said this before on the pod.
yeah,
Obviously, team of the season is based on goal contributions, hence the GC next to the clean sheets. So obviously the fullbacks, wingbacks, however you do play your system, are going to have the more goals unless you've got a big man back for corners or whatever. But yeah, Gramado and Livramento for Vallecano, brilliant. James Ward-Prowse for Rashmat AZ, always goals, set piece merchant. You can always rely on him. Phil Foden managed to scrape in with 10 goals, contribution, sorry. Brilliant for Lewis. We spoke before about transfers, about the draft, how me and Lewis uh, decided on who was going to sign what player, and we took a gamble on Foden instead of Rashford. And you know what I mean? A top 4 finish is great. He's got 2 players in the team of the season. He hasn't had a bad season by any means.
something to
Probably
build on.
conceded, probably conceded more than he wanted to. But yeah, still 8 wins, 4 draws, 6 losses is not bad at all. Then going to the attackers, it was obvious Martinelli for Vallecano had a great season with 19 goals. Contributions, I keep missing that. Mitrovic, a free transfer for Hellas Verona, banging in 16 goals. Players like that are always going to score goals. You put them up top, even with someone next to them or getting players fed from the wing, they're going to score goals. And Malin as well from Pauk, great, obviously, partnership linking up with Foden there. And Cody Gakpo, who was a signing for Mark in the transfer window, has been brilliant. I think you pay, sometimes you got to pay that bit of extra money to get that quality. Yeah, hats off to him. That's a very
Yeah,
strong team of the season.
yeah, it is really strong, and I think if you put that team together, you know, as its own entity, I think it would do very well. Um, I do like the fact that there's a lot of fullbacks in there getting lots of contributions as well. I think it's an unrecognised part of the game at times. I think people kind of just they look at their fullbacks and go, oh well, he can chip in with an assist here, but also obviously the goals they score as well are really crucial. Like
Oh yeah, without that.
yeah, even if it's just one goal for that season can be the difference between relegation and promotion, or
Yeah, don't say
I
that to
mean that
Anish, whatever you do.
maybe that's who I was implying. Anyway, but Mitrovic, I think for me in that team, obviously Mitrovic signing of the season. I know it was a free transfer; it was obviously going to happen. Um,
Brilliant.
But yeah, 16 goal contributions is just mental, really, for a bloke who's like, what, in the game 32? I think he
Yeah,
is.
it's the
32,
30. Yeah, it's definitely
33.
early 30s.
But I think big men always do very well in FMSL. I think that's one thing that we've figured over the years is a big man always does quite well compared to, the likes of a small man up top. If you had, your Defoe or what have you, it's very.
I think this style of FM as well uh, definitely complements the big target forward.
Yeah,
We'll
I
see
think
in a
that.
minute. We'll
Yeah,
see in the next in the championship. Obviously, throughout this season, we'll see. We'll see what I mean by that. And there we have it. And there we have it. Right before we even start, okay, just bring on what I was just saying. Then Olympiacos, all right, had a great season, finished second. Romelu Lukaku, 21 goals. This is the same team that has Kylian Mbappe in. All right, he chipped in with 11, but 21 goal contributions is phenomenal.
yeah, it's pretty, substantial, and like you're saying about the goalkeeper's clean sheets as well, it's very, very different. But I'll run through the league table first. So obviously, Chrissy is decided to go back to back to back
Come
and
on.
take
Come
himself
on.
to the
Do you know
take
what?
himself off to the promised land.
I wanna thank like the whole championship for this season. It's been a great season. I want to thank Jake for absolutely throwing the bottle at it. He got like 1 or 2 points out of 8 games. I don't know what he was up to, what changed. It's a shame, really, because he's a great manager. But yeah, he just completely bowled it. Oliver and Craig give us a great run towards the end. Like I say, I managed to finish 4 points clear in the end, but it wasn't as simple as that. Do you know what I mean? I got a 10-point week
Yeah,
last week. I had to make it count. Playing Lewis at Cologne and Union Berlin, two good managers. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, to get 10 points last week was brilliant.
yeah. I think as well, looking at it, I think there was three possible winners of the league. I think maybe
Yeah,
four with Jake, and if I remember rightly, it was four with Jake. Can't remember, but
yeah. Well, Jake
it was all
actually
there.
Rangers played Olympiacos that week and Athens, I believe. I'm pretty sure he did the last week. Jake had quite a hard.
Yeah, I think he did.
Yeah, he did. He lost both to Rangers and he lost both to Olympiacos.
Yeah, I think as well. I think
Athens, sorry.
there was four, you know,
It was
four
tight.
sides
It
going
was
for
tight.
it,
I mean,
and
you look at that and you think, Nance have had a brilliant season, absolutely smashed it. I mean, I know I only lost one game, which was against Oliver, but it wasn't like everyone else was playing great. Do you know what I mean?
yeah,
People picking up points left, right, and centre.
it's how you
Uh,
managed to only finish with one loss. Like, is that second time now?
yeah, yeah. In the space of 2 FMs, like I say, with versus it is quite temperamental. 6 points winning both games, it doesn't come that often.
Yeah,
But like I say, I managed to beat Lewis twice, and then yeah, Union Berlin. I played, won the first one, and Jude Bellingham, thank you, sir, scored an equaliser. And at that point, Craig needed 6 points to even. He needed five. I was 5 points away or something like that. So he needed to win both games to get ahead. So I needed that point to put it to 7 points,
yeah,
which obviously I did. So yeah, and Monza pulled off a result against him in the final week to get themselves up a place, an extra million in the bank. But yeah, all in all, it was a good season. As you can see, 12 man of the matches. It was again really close. Athens and Olympiacos both finished on 11. Yellow cards. I'm not a get stuck in sort of player. I'm not an aggressive. I don't go in. I go into attack. I go into play football. I don't go
yeah,
into to hold defensively. So I mean, 16 yellow cards compared to Augsburg at 43, and it's top ends of the table. So yeah,
yeah. I think as well, like, looking at that, like, I don't think it sometimes determines on you get stuck in tactic. I think it just depends on what aggression your players have, the tackling and all that stuff. Because I've never played get stuck in,
mm,
and I seem to pick up yellow cards left, right, and centre, and I think that's just down to the players sometimes. But
Oh yeah,
but a
definitely.
lot of people use tactics where it is get stuck in, high press, counter. Do you know what I mean? And
Yeah.
it's bound to happen. Um, but it is one of those things. Obviously, Cologne getting into the playoffs there as well. 0 goal difference. That is pretty. Was
Six
that?
six six as well.
Yeah.
6 wins, 6 draws, 6 losses.
Sign of the devil, Louis. Sign of the devil.
Well,
But
there has already been a playoff game. Obviously Athens against Clinton, and Oliver did win both of them games, so he is into the final. We're still waiting on Rangers
nice.
and Mons of the playoff, so the update for that will
Yeah.
be obviously next week.
Yeah, I mean it's pretty good, and obviously looking, and you, Oliver, and Craig battle out that top spot for man the match, make most man the matches and stuff like that as well. So that's fairly decent. But looking at the championship team of the season,
Class.
so we've got Nick Pope in goal at Olympiacos with 7 clean sheets. Quinton Merlin at Olympiacos again with 7 goal contributions. Reece James, another fullback at Augsburg with 5 goal contributions. Christian Gunther at Nantes with 5 goal contributions. Oh, my boy, Kamikaze, there's my boy. Yukinari Sugawara at Union Berlin with 5 goal
Do you know?
contributions.
Do you know what, Cam? I'll just say before Christian Gunter. Now, I hadn't even planned on signing him. As you know, like in the FMSL
Yeah,
community, we all talk. We like to help each other out where it needs be. Magnus was a little bit under on his balance at the end of the transfer window. So I said, look, I'll take Gunter. It was only 5 mil, I think. Five. Well, I
yeah,
had
5
whatever I had
million.
left in my bank, and it was 5 mil. So I was like, look, yeah, take that. He's a decent player, and now he's finished in the GOT team of the season. So that's 2 mil. So obviously, I'm not going to sell him and make my money back on. I'm not going to make. I'm not. There's no point in selling him. He's 31 years old, but on that left side, played in wing back support, played in full back attack. He was just brilliant for his fitness levels, his physicals. A 31-year old, things like 15 pace,
Yeah,
15 stamina. It's what you want. So yeah, sorry, carry on.
yeah. No, I looked at him as well during last window as a backup replacement.
Well, he was
He's
going to be back up to Josh Doig, but when someone's playing well, he's got to keep playing them. Do you know what I mean? You don't want to mess up a broken system.
yeah,
Josh Doig will be in the sim for the database because he is a younger,
Sunday.
got
Yeah.
higher potential. So yeah,
Yeah, so back to it. In midfield, there's Ryan Gravenberch. Again, that name pops up on this podcast. From Rangers with 12 goal contributions. Jude Bellingham coming in this the other midfielder at Nantes with 9 goal contributions. I think that's pretty good for him.
Hmm.
So now on to the forwards. I'm going to do this back to front because we need to talk about it. So Kylian Mbappe, Olympiacos, 11 goal contributions. Marcus Rashford, Nantes, 11 goal contributions. Victor Roque, Nantes, 11 goal contributions. Romelu Lukaku, Olympiacos, 12 goal contributions. Sorry, God, 12. 21 goal contributions.
Yeah, you can see where the ball goes through
Double,
on that team, can't you?
double, double. And
It's
it's
class.
shocking. It's shocking that he's got Mbappe and Lukaku gets more. It's nuts.
I think it's just the way his team's set out to play. He does target the big man up front. I know Mbappe. I play. I mean, uh, he had a bit of a dodgy start to the season. He played me first week, and I won both games. Like I think now coming into it, it wouldn't be the same result. I think. Do you know what I mean? The way Olympiacos play, he's got
Yeah,
Lukaku firing. Yeah, and as you can see, he's got the keeper and Merlin defense backing it up. But yeah, 21 goal contributions, unreal,
yeah. It's
unreal.
something, and obviously, looking at the table, you can see there's a clear disparity between team of the season and the bottom of the league, really. Apart from Augsburg with Reece James, everybody else is. Oh no, and Sugawara. Everybody's in that top half of the table, in that top couple of spots, and you can see that there's a quality difference there. Do you know what
Yeah,
I
I
mean?
mean,
And I think that's down to the games as well. Like obviously,
yeah,
I wouldn't expect Craig to come in with, um, I wouldn't expect Craig to come in with, your 10, um, with 10 points to be coming in with a 20-goal season striker.
yeah.
But it's a bit hard to
I
kind
mean,
of look around.
Athens were unlucky. Allison had 6 clean sheets and a couple of man of the matches. Beto had 10 goal contributions, a couple of man of matches. Federico Chiesa was there. Do you know what I mean? So it
Yeah,
was a high standard of football getting played. So I do feel a bit for him there. But yeah, I think that team of the week, team of the season sums it up about right. Gravenberch was class. Every week he was getting goals.
yeah.
12
I
from
mean,
midfield, brilliant.
I'm just having a look there, and he got 4 man of the matches. Jude Bellingham didn't get one.
No.
Do you know what I mean? Like it's quite impressive. Obviously, Danny Olmo with eight goal contributions, 2 man of the matches, unlucky to miss out, in my opinion.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that
Danny
it was
Celebos as
yeah.
well, 3 man. Danny
Yeah.
Celebos, 3 man of
That's
the
what I mean.
matches, and
It is very
it's
tight
very tough.
on that side of things.
Obviously, you've bribed uh, that championship admin clearly to get a few
What
players in
Abdul?
there. Of course.
The stats don't lie, mate. The stats do not lie. Don't come at me with this bribe malarkey, mate. I just do what I do and I'll ball. Anyway,
So, yeah. So, obviously, looking very quickly, obviously, Nance with 12 man the matches, Getafe with 4, Danny Olmo getting 3 of those. And cards wise, obviously, Nance again top the table because that's what they do. And Augsburg with 43. It's number 10 there. So, moving on to God's League.
League.
League. So I'll let you run through this one so I can't be biased.
That doesn't matter anyway. Right. Okay. So we'll start it off with Henry. Is doing. I like to call it. He's doing a Chrissy row. He's gone back to back champions. Do you know what I mean? It's brilliant from him. Coming took over from our friend Ballant, and he's probably turned that team around. 36 points, only conceding 17 goals. You know, Monero took over from Oliver Funnel. Shame to see him leave, but the new lad's doing well. And then obviously the playoff spots. I know there's 8 points between them, but the teams themselves are quite balanced. Royal Antwerp finishing on 30, Besiktas finishing on 28, Celtic on 25, and Cameron's Anderlecht on 22. Hoffenheim beat the drop just about. And I mean, we spoke about it before. The 3 to go down. Strasbourg was kind of a given. Jimmy's obviously left the league now and been replaced by Coman's come back. Boca Juniors, back to back relegations. Liam, he lives in New Zealand. Just time was not on his side this season, so he's called it a day. So we've got another lad in. I know he's from England somewhere. I'm not too
I'm
sure. I forget
convinced
his
he's from New
name.
Zealand, Blake.
Nah, he's not. I think he might be. Yeah, it'd be good if we
I'll
did.
be he's from New Zealand. I don't
He's
know
a
how
great
true
lad
that.
anyway. I've spoken to him a couple of
Yeah,
times. Terrible with names, but Bologna, Ross was not expecting that. That really
yeah,
threw me. But yeah, sometimes everyone, like I said to you before, everyone's tactics change. Everyone progresses, get new players in. I mean, like,
yeah. I think Ross was. If Ross got 2 wins versus Strasbourg, I
yeah, I
believe
think
he
that was
was
it.
up. I believe he stayed
Yeah, I
up.
think that was
I
it.
think was on points. I think because he would have got 21 or something, and obviously he didn't. But yeah, I think it's been a very good balanced league this season. I don't think anybody's surprised anybody in the way that maybe it has in other leagues. But I think it's been I Henry was a given to win the league, to be honest. I think if anybody's paid attention to him, you would have thought, he's winning the league. Monero, obviously, Oliver Fennell, he's now left us. So
he left the team that he left. Unreal.
Like you couldn't have walked into a better team.
No,
and obviously,
that is...
I think he was probably going to go up anyway if he'd stayed and played his games. To be quite honest,
I think he would. I think he would have gone a little bit further because he had a couple of default draws, which I don't think would have happened. But then, like you say, sometimes people with time, life gets in the way, and obviously we really appreciate everyone that plays in the league and has played in the league. Do you know what I mean? And we wish them all the best, and hopefully, you never know, we might see him again in the future.
Yeah.
But talk about man of the matches. Celta Vigo obviously out there with 12. Stick Test and Royal Antwerp on 10. You know what I mean? Monero 9. That's quite solid. Celtic have done class here. 12 yellow cards, Cam. 12 yellow cards.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, even Monero and Bologna on 17 and 19 is good, but 12. I've seen people get that over 2 games.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And to be fair, compared to the rest of the leagues, League One's not as dirty as...
I think it's... it doesn't... It isn't really that dirty as such, but I mean, even just looking on my own page here, Tonali got 8 yellow cards with 1 red card. Where was it? Nagalo's just got a ban for obviously getting a yellow card in the playoffs. Calabria.
That'll be wiped now.
I know it'll be wiped now, but it's came up as yellow anyway on it.
Oh, right.
It's just the odd 1 and 2, 3 of, you know what I mean? Like, obviously, Pedri's got 3. I don't know how, because he's done nothing all season. And there's other players like Oscar Kamola, my regen, has just come out with you play one game, and you got a yellow card. Play one game, got a yellow card. Standard.
Leave your mark. Hit him early.
Yeah, he's only 18. You got to teach them young. But obviously there has been a playoff game before we move on very quickly. There has been playoff games.
Just about to say that. Congratulations, my man.
Yes, I know. Thank you. So I played Dan Royal Antwerp, and it was 2-1 in the first leg. This happened. Was it yesterday morning, or was it?
Do you know what? As well, I've just realised.
Yeah, I played yesterday morning.
I'm pretty sure Celta Vigo, Monero, and Royal Antwerp all come up last season.
Yeah, they did.
That's impressive.
So obviously Royal Antwerp were down and we were playing. It was 2-1 first leg. Second leg, he was what was he? Was he 1-0 up? I've got the screenshot on my phone. I just can't remember it now. So it was 2-2. The final score, and he was 2-1 up, and going into the last minute, our good friend Martin Odegaard scored a beautiful goal after Gianluca Scamacca won the ball back, played it onto him, and I didn't expect him to shoot from where he shot. I didn't think a deep line midfielder would do that, but he did. And he scored. And funny enough, about 2 minutes before I was going to take him off, and I chose not to. I took Tonali off instead. Best decision I could have ever made.
Yeah. Sometimes you've got to do that, though. And when it's a lot of, do you know what I mean? Sometimes you've got to leave him on the pitch. I was the same with my last game against Union Berlin. Jude Bellingham weren't really doing nothing, and I can't take him off for Jude Bellingham. And like with England the other day, the overhead kick. Sometimes you've got to take that risk.
Yeah, like to be fair though, I when I had Jude, one thing I did was, if the game was not going my way, bring Messi, Jude, and Kane off. Bring them all off, triple sub, and I bring on Miley, Neymar, and whoever my backup striker was. Can't remember for the life of us. And I just let them go for it. I just let them go, and I usually used to come back into the game. I didn't win it, but I used to usually come back into it. So sometimes you got to take that gamble if it's worth it, and sometimes it's like, well, I'll leave them on. And Odegaard uses class, and he can find space everywhere. And I think the team I've got now is a bit more nimble in the pockets and are able to do things. And so it's a work in progress. But obviously, I'm through at the playoff final. I play either Danny at Celtic or Besiktas as Courtney, and that'll hopefully be happening tonight. So fingers crossed, really.
Should we getting the champagne out this evening?
I think I'll just stick to me San Pellegrino. Thank you very much.
Yeah, good man. Right, let's talk about this team of the season. Let me go through it quickly. No surprises here, really. The goalkeeper of the season, Ter Stegen from Monero, 6 clean sheets. Brilliant. Obviously, one of the best keepers in the game. You wouldn't expect nothing less. Michael Coyote, my boy, who left for Bologna, gets in with six goal contributions. David Calabria of Anderlecht for Cam, wherever he's gone. Cam. Anderlecht with 5 goal contributions. Matteo Ruggeri from Royal Antwerp, 5 goal contributions. And Alexa Terzic of Anderlecht with 4 goal contributions. Again, fullbacks, wingbacks, always pushing forward goals. So yeah, I think that's just the way it goes. We're going in the midfield. Arda Güler, what a season he's had for Besiktas. What a season he had. 11 goal contributions. Pedri, new sign at Antwerp last season. Anderlecht last season. All right, 8 goal contributions. That's good. Do you know what I mean? Camo, he hasn't done much. Well, he's got you 2 mil. He's got you on the team of the season. And yeah, so then we go on to the strikers. Harry Kane at Celtic, 14 goals. New sign again. Erling Haaland, the cyborg, got him going in the end. Done really well this season to turn it around for Besiktas for 13 goals. Rodrigo again. Riff has walked into a brilliant team done by Ivan Rodrigo as one of the stars. Endrick as well. Everyone slated Ballon when he used his first pick on him overall first. A couple of windows back, but Henry's got him going. So yeah, I think that's a strong team. So yeah, that brings it up for League One. So should we move on to League Two?
We'll move on to League Two very quickly. So
there we go.
Obviously, we have Santos, who are back in the big time in League One. Kev, suffering, all them relegations, has finally found his magic and came up.
His level.
Connor, yeah, he's found his level now. Obviously, Connor, who had a bit of a tough time at the end of last season, has found his way back to the playoff, to the automatic promotion spot. So well done, Connor. Obviously, we've then got Osasuna, Palmeiras, Mainz, and Reims in the playoffs. That looks a very interesting playoff. So I wonder if there's been any games played. I don't think there has.
Yeah. Palmeiras beat Mainz over both legs, so Palmeiras are in the final.
Oh well, so it's Joe. Joe really has to get his work cut out here. So obviously, just want to have me and Chrissy want to give a massive shout out to our friend Andy.
Brilliant.
Andy, yeah, so
fantastic, mate. Yeah. How far he's come to what he's achieved. All right, I know he's only 4th from bottom, but just to get up for that. I mean, look, on 2 goals.
Yeah.
I mean, he done the double over Joe. I'm going to mention it in the final week. Some fantastic wins. He's got his team playing great. He's been great in the market. He doesn't draft that much. He done a little draft that we spoke about before. He done a little draft this window just gone. Possibly one of the best players he could have drafted out of everyone. I think got mentioned in the draft team of the season. Yeah, shout out to Andy. Brilliant, mate. Round of applause to you, buddy.
Yeah, well done, man. It's been great for us and great for the league.
It's great to watch him grow and how play. Like, I know there's been a few managers that have come in and thought, "Oh, this is quite tough," but he's stuck at it. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. He's kept plodding along. He's kept going. And this season, do you know what I mean? To be 2 goals off a playoff spot is phenomenal.
Yeah. Well, he's done 20. He's done 22 points better than he did in his first ever season, and 10 points. Well, was it? Yeah. No, he's done 11 points better than he got last year. Fucking well done. Fucking well done, brilliant. Obviously, rounding out that bottom three, we have Shane's River Plate, Steve's Copenhagen, which I'm quite shocked at, to be quite honest. I thought he built a very good squad. He spent a lot of money, a lot of time in the market. Once he come back, I'm quite
Yeah,
shocked, but it happens. It happens, and obviously finishing dead last, and he was relegated from League One instead of Jimmy last year. Is Craig, obviously with 11 points. Obviously, I know Craig. He has a lot of work stuff going on, and he's a
yeah. He's
very
been on
busy
a few
guy.
holidays as well. I think this
Yeah.
season he's been away for a bit,
So
but he's
yeah,
got a golden
obviously,
ticket. So see what he does with it.
probably somebody who plays for Birmingham currently. Um, so obviously running through League Two team of the season as well. Edison, Stuttgart. Obviously, Edison is a
Yeah, I
guarantee.
think it's quite close in that because I know Santos has got Jan Oblak as well. So
Yeah,
yeah,
it's very
that's quite
close. So
close.
Edison's with 6 clean sheets, and then we've got Giovanni Di Lorenzo at Santos with 11 goal contributions. Kostas Tamiskas at Osasuna with 10 goal contributions. Obviously, it then starts going down. Parisi at Santos, 8. Um, and then Aito at Stuttgart again with 8. Then we've got one of my favourite players of this FM. He's brilliant. I did give Kev a load of jip, which I will apologise for now about how much he paid for him overall, but
Paid off, innit?
it's paid off now, hasn't it? So Lazar Samardzic, it's Santos with 17 goal
From
contributions.
midfield, mate.
Midfield.
From midfield.
All you need to
Hats
do
off.
is play him as that 10, and he just does everything.
Yeah,
Brilliant.
nice.
Then we've got Lucas Roberto at Osasuna with 12 goal contributions. And then obviously looking at the strikers, Armando Broja at Marks Mines with 15. Benjamin Sesko at Stuttgart with 12. Giovanni Simone, who is not the Mallorca player I would have thought would have been in there for goal contributions, is in there with 10. And Fernan Torres at River Plate rounding out that team of the season, which is I think it's a pretty solid team of the season overall.
Yeah, definitely.
I think obviously Broja and Giovanni Simone are probably two people you would not expect considering the players in other teams and stuff, but
Yeah,
still
but I think
brilliant.
if you've got them playing well and they're scoring goals, you can't be favoritism over players' names. I mean, they're both great players on the game.
Oh yeah.
Attributes are brilliant, especially Simeone. He's one of them players that, all right, his attributes might not be top level, but he always performs in the match engine. So yeah, class
Yeah.
signing from Andy. That
Yeah, I think it's overall pretty. It's been pretty good for him. And then obviously looking over the side there, Santos with 11 man the matches, Craig with only 2, but importantly, Craig's team don't like to kick anybody, which is probably why they did finish bottom with only 20
yeah,
yellow
they
cards.
don't kick anyone or kick footballs.
They just stand there.
Just stand there and
He's
look
find
pretty.
underwear models. That's what he's done. Obviously, Santos is kind of a reverse table in that order.
Yeah,
Santos
they
with
kicked.
46 yellow card. They kick their way to
They
the fucking
kicked.
title. But yeah, so that rounds off obviously all of the leagues. We will quickly, very, very quickly, because we're starting to run through time a bit. We quickly just look at the semi-finals of the cups. You can stop and pause and have a look at any point if you so wish. So obviously, Heenan Cup, Kev is looking to win the cup named after him in the final versus Mark. If he
I think,
does,
yeah.
it's
I
getting
mean, I
changed.
would. Yeah, I would like. It would be a good game. It's lovely to see two teams from League One and a team from League Two, respectively, being there. I would love Kev to win it just because of the namesake. But if he bottles his own cup, that would also be. But I don't know how I feel about that. Actually, I think be interesting to see. But we'll talk about that in the next pod and let people know who won that one.
Yeah, and then obviously going on to the FMSL Cup, that massive cup that we have.
It's big.
So there has been an update. It's not been updated on here, even though I only got these screenshots about an hour ago. Girona beat Hellas Verona in a Wigan-style story in the final. And I was speaking to Anish before the final. Bless him. He was very nervous. He didn't know what to do. He was panicking. I says to him, look, all you need to do is just not just make changes for the sake of it. Just leave it and see what happens. And I've prevailed the winner in that department. So
fantastic
well
from Anish
done,
there.
well done, Anish. Commiserations to obviously Mohammed.
I don't think he'll be too down. It's great money to get that far. Obviously, it's nice to have a little winner's trophy on the thing, but he's won the Prem. I think he's going to keep on doing bigger and better things. So, yeah, congratulations to both the finalists and Anish for winning it.
Yeah, and obviously, this is a cup that I don't think we showed last year, which is it's still in its phases. Obviously, season one there was no FMSL Super Cup because there was nobody to kind of decide through that.
Should I explain?
Yeah, quickly
about it.
Quickly,
right. So as we've been through the leagues, you can see the top two of League Two, which is Stuttgart and Santos are there. Then you got the top two of League One, which is Celta Vigo and Mineiro. Then you have the top two of Championship, which is obviously myself at Nantes. I've been knocked out, I'll tell you about in a sec, and Olympiacos. And then we have the last year's winners of the Heenan Cup. We have last year's winners of the FMSL Cup. The Prem gets 3 teams to start off with. So that would be AZ Alkmaar, Vallecano, and Champions Verona. We also this week do little divisional cups for each team. It's a chance for teams to keep playing FM during a little transition period from season to season. Get a little bit of extra money in your budget for playing games, win or lose. And if you win that divisional cup, you get into this Super Cup next season. So there's a bit more money. Yeah, there's a bit more money to be made. A bit more money to be made in these cups. But yeah, I'm out already. Cam's through. Great result for Cam there against Vallecano in the Prem. Just missed out in the Prem. And yeah, fantastic 3-0 win.
Very sweet. Yeah, obviously they got a red card, but it was still it was a bastard performance. We worked hard. We played the game to our strength of just if you want to sit 7 men behind the ball, go ahead. I will find a way to get through. And I did. And it was the same in the playoffs. Dan knows I hate it. Dan played the 7 across the back thing, and I was just like, you know what? Nah, I'm having this. I'm gonna get through you. So I did, and I'm very happy. I know, obviously, quarterfinal out of them 2 teams. I know who I'd rather play for the more bastard side of it. But I know I'm gonna get spanked either way. So it's gonna be one of those. It's gonna be one of those.
No matter what, you come out of an extra 5 mil add towards transfer budget.
The bonus.
So no matter what happens,
5 million I can spend on a 35-year-old.
I played Lewis yesterday, so we got it done early doors. 2-1, a penalty to decide it. It was quite a close game. I played well. He took his chances, so I can't knock that. It's good for me going into the Prem that I can keep up with the because another day it would have gone the other way. I'm not making excuses. Yeah. Sometimes the way FM goes. Lewis done well. Hope wishing the best for the rest of the tournament. Yeah, so I'm out, but we're already prepping for next season. So come on.
I'm loving being through. Like it does give you a sense of especially when you play somebody 2 leagues above you who's just nearly won the league. And I hope Mark didn't think I was making a dig when I sent him in the chat. Didn't you just win the Prem? Because I hadn't looked at the tables. He went, no, came second, lost by 1 point, and I was like, oh, I rattled the bird's cage. So apologies. Yeah, but that is the end. That is the end of that, obviously, and we do want to. Where have you? Whoa! What's going on here? Hey, there we go.
Hey. So transfer week coming up. We'll having a little chat again. We'll definitely sort something out. I know you're a bit busy this weekend, but yeah, we'll be around to talk to a couple of managers, talk transfers, try and get stuff on our other platforms. So yeah, really appreciate everyone listening and taking part.
Yeah, I've got a busy weekend. Graduating Friday, out with a gig on Saturday, and then obviously European Championship final on Sunday. So hopefully, fingers crossed for those three Lions, we'll get there and we get the business done. And we'll bring football home.
Oh, don't start that already.
That's what we need.
I agree. I want it to, but like, yeah, don't.
Yeah.
But yeah, anyway, thanks, Cam, for a great pod. Hope everyone's enjoyed it.
Yeah, I hope everybody's enjoyed it as well. Thank you very much, Chrissy.
Cheers, buddy.
So that is the end of the FMSL podcast. This is in episode 17. So wherever you are in the world, pop a comment down below, say hello, and we will see you somewhere down the road. So take care, everybody.